when we see us on TV screen, it means. Welcome to the press conference. We have one more game finished. Alexander Grischuk just won a game against Wesley So. My sympathy to Wesley. And I wanted to ask Sasha now, I'm sure all your fans had really problems with nervous system watching you playing all those moves. What about your nervous system at the moment? How do you feel? How did you feel during the game and how do you feel now?
No, I mean, I was so winning. I mean, you just don't want to spoil, but it has nothing to do with nervous system.
So you were calm. You were calm.
Okay, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it's bad to be calm. I mean, it's a usual question like, were you nervous? And when people ask this, they sort of implying that being nervous is a bad thing. And I think this is not the case at all. I mean, it's actually very bad to not be nervous. I mean, it's not normal if you have an important game, time trouble, and you are not nervous. It means there is something wrong with you. I mean, definitely. And I mean, the thing is, of course, if you just shake uncontrollably, it's bad. But I mean, it's also very bad to not be nervous. For example, yesterday I was not nervous at all.
I didn't know about that. Anyway, it was really sharp position at one moment, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, everything started probably somewhere here at this point. With knight f6, the game became very concrete. What can you say?
Yes. Okay, I mean, I was very surprised at d5. I thought, okay, black just lost 10 pieces and then plays d5. It should be really bad, but I could not find anything. Maybe I should play knight d4 here. Maybe it was bad. Yeah, maybe this was the right move, because what I played after queen d7, somehow there are no tactics that work for white. At least I could not find. And yeah, I played cd, and I don't know. I mean, white is definitely not worse, but I'm not sure how much is he better, if at all. And but Wesley went wrong quite quickly here, because I think after, yeah, here there was very tempting to play d5, but I think it's just nothing. Gh, and if bishop takes, rook d8, and queens getting changed, and black is completely fine. And yeah, so rook c1, the point is if knight take d4, then bishop f7, and knight e5. So yeah, knight e4, rook e4. Yeah, and this position I think is already quite bad for black, because he's just under direct attack. And actually I didn't see how. I thought h5, but then I thought rook f4, and probably I even threat knight g5, and I think I will just, I mean, I cannot believe in black's position.
Just I wanted to ask Wesley, rook g4, this maneuver, did you miss it, or you missed something here? Were you hoping to play knight d4 maybe?
Yeah, somehow tactics don't work for me, and once the rook got to g4, it's very annoying. I just totally underestimated the rook list. I thought he'd play rook f4 instead of rook g4.
But knight d4 is not working, right?
Knight d4 I think is very bad.
Just to show.
I mean, even bishop c3 and even this is quite bad for black.
Rook d7 is coming.
Yeah, maybe just winning. Maybe you have queen e7 and this. I don't know. Rook c7. But still, I think it's still quite bad for black. Yeah, and king h8, rook c5. Okay, here I didn't even really calculate anything. I just said to myself that, okay, I have all pieces in attack, and black defense with one bishop. If there is no mate, I just quit chess. Yeah, and I cannot believe there can be defense for black.
Bishop h6, you didn't even calculate here instead of queen c1. I mean,
here,
just to try.
But this I don't think it works like this. I mean, maybe even like this, but this and then knight g5. But it's too complicated, and I thought this is winning. Yeah, and here if bishop d4, then bishop h6, and white actually threatens mate with checks. So if like rook e2, then bishop g7, rook h5, and rook g7 and queen h6 and mate next move. So yeah, the rook e4. Yeah, I actually saw this move in advance, but I was not. I thought there should be several ways for me to win, but then I don't know. I started to mix up lines. I was not sure. Maybe bishop c3 is easier. No?
Yeah, may also possible. And
Yeah, but then I actually wanted to play this, and then at the last moment I saw bishop d4 check, and probably white just wins after some king h1. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I saw bishop e3 wins a piece for one pawn, and yeah, and from here, okay, I didn't play anywhere close to perfect, obviously, but I mean, white's position is just two winning. I mean, just
But I think it was quite, I don't know, impressive that you played under time trouble such moves like g5. I mean, at this point, everybody was really shaking. I think everywhere, all around. What I mean, maybe there are some more safe.
no, but actually, if you checkmate, then you don't have to make it to move 40. Yeah, and I missed some. Yeah, this bishop before I missed when I played g5, and but luckily, yeah, I mean it's still completely winning.
Yeah, you said it's a very important
Ah,
game.
here
f-
one
of
last
course.
moment that here it was
King.
last beautiful line that if bishop d6, rook d7, and I checkmate.
Queen.
And
queen
actually,
e6.
it's mate next move. Like this.
Beautiful. Okay, I see there are questions, please. Microphone here.
Jürgen Brustkern from Schach Aktiv, and I could say that I speak with everyone here. This was the most memory Kandidaten attacking game that I've ever seen. And I'm chess teacher, and this was the isolated pawn position. And usually kids were told, okay, you have to put the rooks on the third rank. But in my opinion, you improve this idea with the so-called twin towers attack. The rook goes to the fourth and fifth ranks, and on the aesthetically point of view, you must be very proud, Alexander.
Have you thought about it?
No, I mean, thank you that you say it's the most exciting game you saw in candidates, but it probably means you didn't see too many games, honestly. For me maybe yes. For me maybe yes. Looks like a good game, yes.
Actually, in London we had different time control, and there was no 30 seconds increment. This time we have it. By the way, do you think that it fits you more, your style, and what do you think about this time control? Also, Wesley, also the same question.
But actually I had two incredibly exciting games against Swidler, both in London now that you mentioned it, and also even more so in Mexico World Championship. It was really, I
Yeah, I
mean, it
remember
was
it.
exciting till the last second, and both were drawn, and both of them were exciting from the very opening until the last moment. Yeah, no, of course for me this time control is better. I mean,
What would happen if it was different? Can you even imagine?
I can imagine, but
Yeah. Wesley, what do you think about this time control? You played it, I think, in Grand Prix also.
I also played it in Why Can't Say it's the exact time control. It's a really long time control. Guess I don't have much experience in the World Championship level with the different time, but so it suits me just fine. You know, it's a well balanced 30-second increment. No lots of time even for Grischuk.
Okay. Other questions, please?
This question is for Wesley. It's your first candidates tournament, and you started with 2 losses. And I hardly see you.
Thank you for remembering.
Yes, I hardly see you losing 2 times in a row. Do you feel different pressure here at the candidates compared to other tournaments?
Well, now that you mention it, there's some pressure, you know, like questions like you, of course. Well, before the tournament, people told me that everyone would be much well prepared here. There'd be a lot of nervous tension. Guess I just started in really bad form. I don't think it's any different from any tournament, really. Just have to get into better form. That's all.
Yeah. Other questions? Okay. Okay, one more.
Again, to Mr. Grischuk, this Rook maneuver, you have this memory about the famous game Steinitz-Badeleben in Hastings? Was this what you aimed for, the Rook switch?
No, but I remember there was a really famous game of, I think, Keres Smyslov in Candidates 53. And yeah, white put rooks, I think, h3, h5,
Yeah.
took h7, and lost.
Okay. Wesley, that
You
you
played better than him, much better.
actually, the result was different.
Yeah, somehow he always remembers the old games, classic games.
You just mentioned that it's also about the shape and form. The results depends on this. So actually, how do you get inspiration normally? What is your methods?
Well, I look at Grischuk's games, like that. Try to play like him has played today, both. And well, it's a real difficult question because somehow, you know, players can play really well in one tournament, play really bad the other tournament. Just a combination of different factors. Because if chess was so easy, then everyone would just work. I mean, in the top level, it's not all about work. There are many other factors that can help you. And somehow just to get this combination of right factors, you know, have a lot of energy, have a lot of confidence, etc., etc., and also get some good positions by chance and hope that your opponent makes a few mistakes here and there.
Good combination, actually.
Yeah.
And Sasha, what can you say? I mean, some people believe that while inspired, you can beat anybody. So, what is your methods? What are your ideas?
No, but first of all, I mean, here everyone, when inspired, can beat everyone. So it's and methods. No, for example, losing is always very inspiring.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm normally too kind of a person and should get angry somehow.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think we can get. Thank you.